The downfall of Joy Taylor is a brutal one. I don't think I've ever seen anything this bad. For a lady who was in a male-dominated sports arena and who's out of the industry in 2026 and operating a man-hating sports podcast, it's hard to watch. Like, honestly, it's like watching Amber Rose be like the hottest IG model in the late 2000s for her being on Lonzo and LiAngelo Ball's podcast trying to get young dudes to clap for Wendy's. I can tell you where it all got ugly for me. Michael Irvin has this podcast now called The White House. And again, I like Michael Irvin, but it's just like too many of these sports podcasters doing the same thing. And you know they're terrible when they have to interview Joy Taylor because she doesn't deserve to be on anybody's podcast. But okay, what did she say?
So you've been watching the guys like JT and expect every man you meet to be like JT. And JT is, I'm telling you, one of the greatest people in the world you would ever meet.
No, I only date wonderful people.
Right. But JT's the exception, not.
Oh, yeah, of course. But I'm saying,
telling you, one of the greatest people in the world you would ever meet.
No, I only.
To the guys like JT and expect every man you meet to be like JT. And JT is, I'm telling you, one of the greatest people in the world you would ever meet.
No, I only date wonderful people.
Right. But JT's the exception, not the norm.
Yeah, of course. But I'm saying I only date exceptions. Like I don't have, I have incredibly high standards for the human beings that are around me, particularly when it comes to men. I really look for and only allow purview kind, like strong, moral, loving, people with integrity, solid humans. Like I don't have any time for any riffraff. That's not, I'm too old for that.
So here's what she's saying. The number one thing that she's saying is she's only around good people, high integrity. And if you guys remember, her brother, Jason Taylor, was a dynamite defensive end from the Miami Dolphins. Like, you know, in that decade that he played, in those eras, early 2000s, mid 2000s, he was killing stuff. He's one of the best in the league at that. And I believe now he's one of the defensive line coach over at the University of Miami. So shout out to him. He's been also an excellent recruiter, all right, over there at the U. So she's painting this picture as if that's, you know, only great people can be in her life. This is interesting because since she's full of integrity.
But the hairdresser put in a lawsuit along with some information that said they were at a party and she got hit on the butt. And I do believe it was by Skip Bayless. And Joy Taylor allegedly told her to get over it. Now, they brought more of the lawsuit out and saying she slept with everybody there, from Emmanuel Ocho to Skip Bayless to all the dudes there. And people are coming at Joy and they're saying that she is what's wrong with women's sports, being promiscuous in a male-dominated field.
Now, guys, I know you all remember that, right? When she was over there allegedly getting clapped up by Emmanuel Ocho and the president of sports. And it's crazy because there was a beautician or a makeup artist who was literally being sexually harassed by Skip Bayless. And what did Joy Taylor say? Allegedly to the lady, listen, just deal with it. It's okay. You know, it's fine. And largely, we don't know how true this is, but we can infer. We can infer because
like you don't know how true it is, but still, like, man, again, I'm going through. I'm trying to. I'm gonna be assistant football coach for my son's football team this season, man. Clap it up for me, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I'm doing all this training and stuff, and part of this training is like with children, man, like you have to treat them, you know, kindly and with respect and look out for them, even when it's from their parents and stuff, you know. So like, and they're talking about all kind of stuff, the creepy, disgusting stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like no place for none of that, you know what I'm saying? So somebody says something, you know, me as a coach or assistant coach, I have the responsibility to go, you know, make that situation known. So it seemed like she was in a situation allegedly with somebody, and this could happen in the industry all the time, you know. Oh yeah, he just grabbed my butt or something, I don't know, you know. And then it's like it's like, oh, don't worry about it, girl, man. That just leave it alone. Don't mess up the vibe, you know what I'm saying? Because she probably already in these type of situations. I don't know about Joy Taylor specifically, but female like her, she already ran through and did all her situations. So that's nothing, you know. Man, shout out to let my daughters, you know, have the respect and self-worth, you know, for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Even one of my daughters, I know she be on her friends' heads, you know, like just, you know, defending them or speaking up for them or just saying, no, that ain't cool, you know what I'm saying? So imagine if it's, you know, you got a female in your corner, but then imagine if you're the female and the female's telling you just to be quiet about stuff that's wrong, you know what I'm saying? Crazy.
Well, how is Joy Taylor doing now as a solo commentator and a podcast host? She's doing terrible. The president of Fox Sports. And it's crazy because there was a beautician or a makeup artist who was literally being sexually harassed by Skip Bayless. And what did Joy Taylor say? Allegedly to the lady, listen, just deal with it. It's okay. You know, it's fine. And largely, we don't know how true this is, but we can infer. We can infer because, well, how is Joy Taylor doing now as a solo commentator and a podcast host? She's doing terrible. Like, I don't know, for the people that she knows and collaborate with, not doing very good. She's losing somebody a lot of money, just like Mylissa FORD is losing somebody money. I mean, they're just crazy. It's just insane. They're not good. So if Joy Taylor was on Fox Sports or whatever show she was on, largely we could say maybe it was because she was connected to Jason Taylor to a certain degree. I don't know. I think she started earlier than that, or because of connections, or maybe it was because she could have been sleeping her way to the top. That's the allegation. All right. And so if that allegation is true, then what she is talking about, the fact that she only allows good people in her life, it's insidious, because then you're not a good person. Now, let's talk about that she only allows strong, loving men. And you may have strong, loving men around you like Paul Pierce or Michael Irvin, because when you look at the kind of women that they're dating, they would have no use for Joy Taylor. See Michael Irvin's like newest girlfriend, you know, she looks more appealing than Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor's still looking good. Paul Pierce has had some young chick pregnant. So Joy Taylor is basically being friend zoned by these guys. Nobody wants to put up with it, okay? And how do we know?
Age limit?
As far as youth to older, what's the youngest to the oldest? Like, what's your range?
Damn, I'm telling myself right now. I would say right now, at my age right now. Yeah, I would not date younger than 25, 26.
So there's the age limit, 25.
So that's why I don't know why she's going that low, because she's an older woman, but even that's her choice, but that's the high value man, bro, when I was 25, 20, it's like I had so much going on, didn't know what was going on in the world fully, you know. It's just, I was married, father. What, 26? Nah, I mean, I was by that point, before that time, you know what I'm saying? I was at that point, had a child, like, yeah, 20. Well, I don't even gonna do the math right now, quick. You know what I'm saying? But it's just one of them things, like, I wasn't fully like mature. I'm still learning to this day, you know what I'm saying? But that's your high value intellectual, whatever you said you be around, you know what I'm saying, all the time, especially when a man, you like selective and stuff.
5 years old. Joy Taylor at this time was 38, most likely 39 now. Paul Pierce laughed. He just couldn't believe it. It was so funny. He laughed a lot. All right. But then she admitted something.
Young men are very aggressive, and they do not care how old I am.
Young guys don't care about her age. That's interesting. So now when you really look at it, what is she saying there? I'm dating these young dudes because the young dudes don't care about my age. And so what else is she saying? What else is she saying? The guys that have the...
What up, Chad? If you just coming in here right now, man, hit that like on the way in, chill for a minute. Say what up. Say what up in the chat. I'm going to address the live chat, you know what I'm saying? And again, I just don't like the contradicting stuff. Like, I might have said something on the pod before that, or then I said something different or whatever. Who knows? You can do your homework and find and research, but I'm not nobody like that, but you're a public figure. They can find this stuff, you know? It's easy. What are we talking about here?
The money, the opportunities, don't care about her age. That's interesting. So now when you really look at it, what is she saying there? I'm dating these young dudes because the young dudes don't care about my age. And so what else is she saying? What else is she saying? The guys that have the money, the opportunities, they don't want me. Okay, they don't want me at all. They don't want to deal with me. They don't want to put up with me. So now I'm over here dealing with these young dudes because the young dudes, they will deal with me because, listen, they're just trying to go head on, and we're going to be honest. They're trying to get a notch off their belt. Look, I clapped Joy Taylor's cheeks. She was cool. And to be honest, a lot of the older women, not a lot of them, but all of them, but Joy Taylor, hey, been married before, doesn't probably want anything seriously. If you're a young guy, you don't really spend a lot of money on her. All she wants is to get cracked. And hey, she ain't got to really spend a lot of money on you. So it's a beneficial thing. So then you can't tell me that all you have are all these loving people in your life, because all the loving people in your life don't have anything. You just admit it. Because Joy Taylor's attitude, I'm going to tell you honestly, that a lot of times, and I'm 45, and like when you get a little bit older, you kind of become more prone to being a little bit more grumpier as you age. But I noticed that, not to say with women, but I noticed that between men and women become a little bit more, I don't know, like I think like real serious. Like, I mean, they can still be very nice, but like no tolerant type of stuff, behavior is like women. Like you can meet somebody 40, 50, and they're like, oh my God, what happened to her? What's wrong with her? And that's how Joy Taylor is. And if you're a dude, let's say in the 40s like me,
in the comments, like if you're familiar with Joy Taylor, man, put in the comments if you're agreeing with the take on Oshay Duke Jackson, the junk. If you're agreeing with this take, is it too deep? Put it in the comments.
And you see somebody fine like her, and you see the attitude, you're like, oh no, I can't deal with that. And let me tell you, like probably deep down inside, she's probably like very sweet. She could be very nice and all of that. But here's the problem with dealing with somebody like that. Nobody got all the time to go and deal with all of that pain, all of that hurt, all of that disappointment to find out.
Man, you gotta come to the forefront healed. I'm telling you, man. You know what I'm saying? That woman is not healed. You gotta come to the forefront. The pulpit healed.
Why you are the way you are. I can love you and I can deal with you. Kind of like how people do in these little channels where they're getting these feral cats or these feral dogs and stuff like that. And then once they get these cats are like aggressive, but over time they love them, and then the cat trusts them now, and now they live happily ever after with the feral cat or feral dog or whatever, the wild cat or wild. But that's how it works on YouTube. You're a man, you got something, you got a problem, you got a bad attitude. You're over 40, you're close to being 40. Nobody got time. It's almost like being a 40-year-old dude trying to be around young chicks and you're not spending money. I know a dude like this, man. I'm not gonna call the guy's name. I know a dude, man. He's basically out here trying to deal with young chicks. He taking all of these Boys to Men CD cover poses. He's married actually too, but he be trying to clap on the side, and he don't ever spend no money. So he might get a fine chick's phone number every now and then. He can never keep them past a week. He just can't. He can never keep them past a week. And maybe he gets going one day, but he's broke. Because why, man? There's not enough game unless you're like on a pimping type of level for a dude to be that old and you don't have money. It doesn't make sense. How are you going to be that old and you don't have cash? When you're 40, you got to have cash. You got to be nice and willing to spend. Same thing if you're a lady. You're over 35, 40. Oh, no. I know what I'm worth. You got to come correct. Honey, no, boo. Nobody cares about your problems like that. You need to get your life.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not in that game and all that, the dating game and all that stuff like that. But I'm out here for the young, the youth, man. He's right about that money thing, man. You gotta have money, cash, right? I don't have my hat like this. You gotta have it like at your disposal. You know what I'm saying? And not only to live, to do that type of thing. To hunt, to court, hey, I want to go on a date. You got to have money to do those type of things. And to say you 25, 26, and you looking at that age demographic, and you are where you at, that's to tell you what's going on there. Unless you just really looking for the popping 25-year-old, you know what I'm saying? The clout one, the one that gets you popping or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what it is.
Together. You need to actually be easy to deal with because you're older. Just like men, you don't become more difficult to deal with, become easier to deal with. And no, some women don't do that. They don't become easy to deal with. Oh, I know what I'm worth. And you got to get this to me. Nobody wants to give your ass nothing. Just stop. Then you get mad, you get attitude, and you end up bitter and lonely like this. So you end up dating young dudes who want to date you because they want to clap. But guys, it's your boy, Oshay Duke Jackson. Back at it again.
That's pretty much all it be. But let me know in the comments what y'all think about That one, he wasn't over with it. You know what I'm saying? That was 5 days ago. So here we go. This one.
And it wasn't easy. It was
Trying to say the homegirl unemployed, man. I don't know. Or that's what the title say, you know, allegedly. I don't know. Joy Taylor's downfall is so, or that's what the thumbnail said. Whoops, you know, I think I've seen this already. Some other channel. That's why. Let's see what they talking about this for, man. He not done.
It was traumatizing.
In January 2025, Joy Taylor was named in a 42-page workplace misconduct and sexual harassment lawsuit filed against Fox Sports by a former network hairstylist by the name of Nushan Meraji. Outside of accusing Skip Bayless of wrongdoings, the lawsuit also included the following: that Joy Taylor had sexual relationships with FS1 Executive Vice President Charlie Dixon and co-host Emmanuel Otto to advance her career. The lawsuit also included an incident when Charlie Dixon appropriately touched her Faraji at a party.
You know, like I said, man, it's the whole situation. I was telling you, I think she just backed up. Shannon Sharpe had his little scandal, you know what I'm saying? Not little, but, you know, he had a scandal, backed up, you know. Now, does she have the grit, the grind, you know, to grind it out on her own channel? You know, I think, you know, Shannon is sustaining. Does she have that same, you know, what they call it, sauce or something, you know? You in there too, you know? Let's go.
Taylor dismissed the complaint and told her to get over it. Huh? At the time, Joy strongly denied the claims. But by the time July 2025 came, she was. Joy Taylor's career and reputation was pretty much in the trash. And recently she's come out to discuss this on Michael Irvin's The White House podcast. And well,
I'm glad you brought it up because it really was something that meant a lot to me. It was a really tough day coming in the day after all of the news dropped. And Michael stood up after the show was over and said a lot of very nice things on set. Actually, it wasn't in the meeting, it was on set. And it meant a lot to me that you did that. And it wasn't easy. It was traumatizing, honestly.
So what she's saying here is that the experience was traumatic. She's not saying that she didn't do any of those things. She's not saying that she's not guilty. All she's saying is that the experience was traumatic and it was really hard for her to go through, and she would continue.
You get through it, and I do resonate with not being the same. I can't be the same. I think when you go through certain things in life, you kind of like DNA level change. It forces you into a space of survival mode that it kind of rewires how your brain works. You just never really feel as safe in the world as you did before. And I've been through a lot of very, very crazy things. I've had people try to kill me, like with their bare hands. I've been in a lot of really bad situations. And all those things changed me too. But there's something about going through.
Man, if that's true, man, you know, glad you're here. Hopefully she wouldn't make up anything like that. And dang, you know, this is crazy, bro.
Something publicly that really doesn't, you can't go back.
Again, we're talking about the stress of the public scandal because she still had to work from January until July, knowing that these allegations were out against her. And then she's also saying that things have never been the same, but she's never challenging these allegations, saying that they're simply not true. If it was me, and if these allegations were not true, I would come out and say, number one, this was terrible. I lost my job. And one of the reasons why I lost my job is because these allegations were not true. I didn't sleep away top of Fox Sports. It's just not true. I never had anything to do with Charlie Dixon. But not only did Charlie Dixon have the Faraji complaint, he also had a complaint from Julie Stewart Brinks about sexual misconduct. And he was fired in April 2025. However, Joy, we got some receipts.
These hypotheticals have got us in a chokehold, and we must free ourselves. It's fun to argue about. It's fun to talk about what you would do in this scenario, or would you leave the game if the seats were high, or if a man took you this place on a first date, what you would do. And I'm telling you, like, every interaction that I have with people now, in some way or another, these things come up. Can we just keep it a buck?
Yeah, let's keep it a buck. You're right. Go on.
If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want. Fine, funny, money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that you talked on Instagram. about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this, men this, you're moving forward with this person.
Now, guys, this was just right before the lawsuit happened, I believe. And she's saying that a lot of folks say what they won't say.
Of course it was.
But people will throw their standards away for the right person. If they have enough money, they have enough looks, they have enough personality, they will throw all of those standards.
So let me ask y'all this real quick. You know, where my camera at? You'll say, let me ask y'all this real quick. For y'all out there, I mean, y'all need to, but in the chat, you know what I'm saying? If it's true, like she was smashing the homie, dude to get up on, you know, the brother, football player, got the list, Big T, stuff, Paul, you know what I'm saying? Salute to him, shout out him. But if you one of them females that's adventurous, you shit where you eat, you smash the people you working with, coworkers or your boss or whatever it is, and then that was that. And then now you go to work with him every day, you see him every day. He probably married, he probably got somebody with I don't know, who knows? You know, that's probably why it wasn't in the public. And you know, it's all alleged. But how does that interact? How you interact? Do you just turn him off? Like you just put him back in the friend zone, or you just turn that off, or is it always some little flirtatious energy there? How does that work? Because, you know, sometimes he may not even be with it still. You know what I'm saying? He just like, okay, it was like that one thing.
Standards away. And if she's insinuating that somebody else will do that, then guess what? She will do that. So it's very possible to believe that Joy Taylor was engaging in this same behavior. Now, in front of Michael Irvin, she's sitting around acting like she's a victim. Do that, then guess what? She will do that. They have enough looks, they have enough personality, they will throw all of those standards away. And if she's insinuating that somebody else will do that, then guess what? She will do that. So it's very possible to believe that Joy Taylor was engaging in this same behavior. Now, in front of Michael Irvin, she's sitting around acting like she's a victim, like nothing happened to her, like it was innocent. But no, you were basically out there clapping, and if it meant that you could clap your way to the top, you were willing to do so because it's all about you. But here's the problem. No matter how many connections or advances you get, whether it's because you know somebody or you clap your way to the top, there is something that no network can accept, and that is low ratings, okay? And that is exactly what Joy Taylor produced, low ratings. Nobody largely cared about her opinion on sports. And again, guys, this doesn't matter if she's a woman or a male, because the show that she hosted alongside with Keyshawn Johnson and Paul Pierce also got canceled. Guys get canceled all the time. But Joy Taylor largely was not impactful as a person on Fox Sports. And so the fact that you're willing to do this, and I mean, according to your own words, throw all your boundaries away, it doesn't mean that you're going to stay there. And it's the same thing when you look at somebody like Kayla Nicole. Kayla Nicole was dating Travis Kelce and then started her own podcast. She's supposed to be a sports writer, and she gets into all of these things. BET.
And I seen Kelce and Taylor Swift or Travis Swift or whatever. I heard they got married. Man, congratulations to them. You know, Raiders.
She gets all these opportunities, but largely, guys, we're going to be honest. Kayla Nicole podcast sucks, okay? Nobody cares about what she has to say, whether it's dating, whether it's relationships, or whether it's sports. She's simply not good. And she doesn't have any real pull in the culture of commentary, whether it's sports related, relationship related, or otherwise. I like Kayla Nicole.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I
mean, according to your own words, throw all your boundaries away. It doesn't mean that you're going to stay there. And it's the same thing when you look at somebody like Kayla Nicole. Kayla Nicole was dating Travis Kelce and then started her own podcast. She's supposed to be a sports writer, and she gets into all of these things. BET, she gets all these opportunities. But largely, guys, we're going to be honest. Kayla Nicole podcast sucks, okay? Nobody cares about what she has to say, whether it's dating, whether it's relationships, or whether it's sports. She's simply not good. And she doesn't have any real pull in the culture of commentary, whether it's sports related, relationship related, or otherwise. And we are seeing the same struggle here with Joy Taylor. She has a podcast. She probably has sponsors, but does she get any views? No. Joy Taylor does not have a good podcast. Now, can she give you good sound bites? Absolutely. Can she get on Paul Pierce's The Truth podcast and talk about men and talk about young men? Sure, like she's probably a good co-host with somebody else, but largely by herself, she's having the same issue that she's having on Fox Sports 1. Nobody wakes up in the morning to go look at what Joy Taylor had to say. And then there was this reveal.
To the men, to the women that have men, to the women who have friends that have men, I want you to know, I do not want you. I do not want your man. This continues to happen to me where I will just be speaking to a man and either he or his girl or his girl's friend will say something to me like, oh, well, I really need to get back to my girlfriend. She's going to be upset that I'm talking to you. Why would she be upset?
Well, what do we have here? Joy Taylor feeling the need to come out and tell women that I don't want your...
Bro, if a normal dude see you a public figure, Joy Taylor, you're in like a men's like dominated field. You're talking about sports, men watch sports. They see you somewhere and they talk to you. They say, "Oh, I'm a fan," or they talk. You just happen to be a woman that seem to be attractive, and just because they turn around and they approach you like that, that's supposed to mean, they want you. You a public figure. If they say I gotta go back, because let's just be real, it's the way I won't say that you carry yourself, but it's your appearance. You know what I'm saying? It's not something you want to just sit there and then be, and then you have to explain later and all that type of stuff if they don't know who you are. It's just being real. You know what I mean? Why you getting on blasting the homies? You know what I'm saying? And who's to say they wanted you? But hey, they might have. You should have fans.
What do we have here? Joy Taylor feeling the need to come out and tell women that I don't want your man. And it's very interesting that their men are saying, listen, my girlfriend doesn't feel right with me talking to you. And then Joy Taylor saying, hey, listen, I don't want your man. But no, there's a reason, honey, why they don't want their man talking to you. And it only happens when you have the reputation of being a clapper. Guys, have you ever seen a guy in the club that has a promiscuous girlfriend and she acts real differently once she gets drunk? And if he doesn't watch her, she'll literally go out and dance and flirt with other guys in front of him. Yes, that's why you see these dudes handcuffing their women, the promiscuous women like that, because they know that they're easy to wander off or go rogue like a puppy who's friendly with everybody. And see, this is the situation with Joy Taylor. You might come off all, real hardcore or real down to earth or don't take any stuff. But as you've already said, if the person has the right amount of money and the right amount of looks and the right amount of everything, you're willing to go ahead on and throw all of your morals aside and go ahead and get clapped up. And women understand that. They know when some other woman is an alleged booty clapper, and they don't want their man around a woman like that. And once reputations blow around in the industry that you are like that, women actually understand. So the reason why you got to come out and say that is largely because you're telling on yourself. And this is actually what happens in real life. When you really misplace your leverage and you don't really work hard at what the industry wants. And it's good to have connections, guys. Trust me, it's a great thing to be connected to something. People can help you out and you can get connected to the industry. That's great. But nobody can keep you in the industry. If you're not delivering value that the world wants, largely you will be gone. You'll be gone because of something that you've done. You'll be gone because something that you didn't do, like deliver results, and then nobody else will deal with you. And this is one of the reasons why you didn't see Joy Taylor at ESPN. Like, look at Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp went from Fox Sports to ESPN largely because he was good. Now, obviously, he had a cheek clapping situation, and that got him ousted. But if he didn't, he would still be at ESPN. Why? Because Shannon Sharp is largely entertaining as a sports commentator. But Joy Hall never did anything to build up her career after work.
I think that's well, I don't know about after work, but I think she did put work in as a niche. It's kind of like the female vision a little bit, you know what I'm saying? She had a little niche,
Didn't put in any work like Shannon Sharp did or like Stephen A. Smith did. Just didn't do it. And now, largely, she's paying the price out of the industry. Nobody wants to deal with her, and she's largely down bad. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Oshay.
Dang, is she down bad though? Man, go subscribe to Oshay Duke Jackson, man. But he gonna be on her head, man. But is she down bad, man? Put in the comments, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. Hopefully y'all enjoying y'all Friday. Hopefully it's an off day for y'all, but hopefully y'all being safe out there. But yeah, do y'all think Joy Taylor, man, is she down bad like that? You know what I'm saying? But she definitely has a bunch of contradicting statements, and a lot of statements is just like kind of unnecessary, you know. I mean, but you know, that's her business. What she has them out. It's an open, you know, what they call it, free world, you know. But let me know in the comments what you think about her situation, man. Until next time, man. TV, man. I'm gonna catch you later.